Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning, and we got lots of stuff to do today. It got a little dark. I don't know. The sun's kind of coming and going. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And so we are going to review the Society of Idea Collectors. We're going to kind of review syllables. I'm kind of combining the two to kind of make it easier on myself and to show you how you can use all the ideas together. So I'm going to do that. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. I got lots of things to review today. I'm going to work a little bit in my little traveler's journal here. This is a personal journal for me, so I'm not going to do a flip through. But I did save a section here that I used my Jane Davenport napkins on, and I just glued them down so you don't have to watch me do that. Everybody's seen me do a ton of napkin journaling. If y'all don't know what that is, let me grab that real quick. So it's where you take decorative napkins, and these are just the ones I have in this book ready to use. You take decorative napkins, you tear off the backing, and you matte medium them into a journal. And this is the journal that I use for that. So, and I won't do the whole thing, but I'll show you a couple pages here. Napkins are the background, and then we add color book pages. Color book page elements, I should say. We use color book page elements on top of the napkins. So I've done tons of flips through this. Just look in my playlist and you'll see that. So I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm taking the Jane Davenport napkins and I'm gluing them in. I'm reserving one little section of my book, one of the in my travelers, and I glued down some napkins ready to now paint and play on. And so you won't have to watch me peel napkins, glue down, and heat gun it and wait for it to dry. These will be ready to go. So we're going to do that in a little bit. I got some Happy Mail first. Oh, and I did save the packages from the napkins so that I can show you that. Let's set that right there. Okay, so a couple other things we're doing. I have made some more rag flags. That's what I'm calling the ones made with fabric. And how I made these little paper clips with fabric, that's all it is I bought some more little fat quarters at Walmart. This piece of fabric right here, plus a little bit off the edge, see it's folded in half again. These are only 99 cents. So you could get 100 out of just one fat quarter, right? So I bought a black and white polka dot, a bright hot pink polka dot, an orange floral, a lime green solid, and a big blue turquoise. So I got these, and then all I do, this is the easiest way in my opinion, fold it like this. Fold it so that you got them all, you know, like in a strip, in a line, and then just take your scissors and cut off through the 4 layers or 3 layers of fabric like this. Cut it down like that, and then open it up, and then just trim this down. And the way this is folded, I get three out of one strip. And I'm not exact because after I've fed them through a paper clip, then I trim them down at a point, right? So I have a whole bunch here ready to go. You can see I got, plenty here because one strip makes 3. So and I got that's 15 right there because I have 5. 15, so 30, 45, 60, 70. So I can make 75 or so just out of this stack, which, I'm never going to make that many. So, but I just wanted to show you that you can get these pieces of fabric over at my Walmart for a while, got rid of all their fabric and craft section. And then I guess a couple years ago they brought it back. So you can get, you know, some fabric and threads and buttons and some things over there now. It's not as big as it used to be. But anyway, um, this is do a fabric exchange. I don't have time for that, Kimmy. Not right now, anyway. So that's what I did to make these. And but yeah, that's a good idea if anybody's into making them. Y'all can, you know, exchange fabrics so that you could have more. Because it doesn't take much. It's one little strip, right? It's one little strip, and you can make 3 if you like making these, you know. And I like them because they're kind of raggedy. That's why I call them rag flags, because they're kind of raggedy. Now, if you make them with ribbons or something, you know, I have tons of them with ribbons, and you can buy tons of these. I didn't invent tying a piece of ribbon or cloth to a paper clip, so don't email me and say, oh, I see those on Etsy all the time. Yes, I know. I didn't say I invented it. So I kind of put contrasting colors, and I have different paper clips like these ones here. I got these at Staples, but they're not over, like I said before on another show. They're not in the Staples section. These are in like a sidebar thing, you know, its own. They're with a whole line of stuff. These paper clips, and they're all in different colors. You can get brights and pastels. So made a bunch of those. And yeah, Hobby Lobby. Michael's doesn't sell fabric. I mean, they sell like some t-shirts. They sell a little bit of stuff, but they don't have a fabric department like Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has a fabric department. So anyway, and so I'm getting down to only purple and pink paper clips, so the big ones. I use the bigger paper clips for the fabric ones, just because, you know, you have a big piece of fabric, it's going to take more of the paper clip. So I just use the big ones. So, but if you have not seen all the beautiful paper clips out there, decorative paper clips, go on Etsy. You'll find something to buy. I'm not selling them. These are for my personal use and personal giveaway. Use an old bra clip. Well, you could, but you know, when you can get 100 for $2, you know. Okay, so let me move that to the side for now. So I have some space. Let me move Galena's thing. I got to mail out. Okay, so I got some happy mail over the weekend. And this is from Darkened Lady Terry. She sent me the new, and yeah, let's find something to put behind it. Let's put my composition book behind it. She sent me the new Bennett Klein Treat 'em. So I'm going to show y'all that real quick. Is that the same? Is that a fabric store? In Australia, Spotlight, is that an Australian fabric store or craft store? The reindeer. Oh, I mean, there's tons. There's tons of cute paper clips that you can buy. Eileen just mentioned some reindeer ones. Oh, yeah, there's tons. Trust me. I'm just making a few because I like the way where's my journal again? I just like the way they look on top of my journal here, you know. So yeah, okay, so this one's back there. I'm going to do a quick not a review, but a little flip through so you can see this. So Bennett Klein, if y'all do not know Bennett Klein, he also has a Facebook group that is probably the best color book group that I found. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of people have a lot of personal color book pages that are probably awesome that I'm not even aware of. But this one is like a public group. You have to join. It's like any other Facebook group. You got to join. But Bennett Klein's group is so awesome. Everybody there is really nice. So here's the contents. Let me just read it. I'm not going to match up with each picture, but I'm going to read you the trees here. Wisdom tree, tiger tree, sniffer tree, pear tree, Leo's tree, stalker tree, koa tree, patience tree, cuddle tree, sunning tree, throne tree, stretch tree, hiding tree, friend tree, swing tree, dinner tree, snack tree, dark tree, king tree, play tree, camo tree, watering tree, feather tree, tenant, tenant, tetet tree, tete tree, and wistful tree. So I'm just going to do a little flip. And these images are very tight. They're tight pictures. There's a lot of, and his books are grayscale. Yes, that's right, Jean. The sniffer tree is made from Crayolas. Maybe that's what I need to do on the sniffer tree. I don't see his pages aren't numbered either, so I'd have to go through and match it up. But draw some Crayolas coming out of that tree, right? The Crayola sniffer tree. Good idea, Jean. So these are tight pictures and very detailed. So I like doing washes as a base on grayscale, or you could use markers. They're only one-sided. It is Create Space paper. It's thin. However, Bennett Klein does sell his on his site where you can download them and print them on any paper you want. I like working with whatever paper books come on. If they're thin paper, I work with it. And, if they're one-sided especially, you don't have to worry about it going through, right? Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying, Button, it would be good to do a wash, and we'll see how much time we have today. We probably won't have time to do this today. But, yeah. So here it looks like the tiger tree. Let me kind of hold it up just a little. I could zoom. Let's see. If I zoom, I don't want to lose our focus. There we go. All right. Panda. Isn't it cool? There's a big peacock in that one. Can you see? The sun's coming in and out, so it's getting bright and dark, bright and dark. Okay, there's a cheetah. Aren't they cool, though? There's like a wolf. A panda. Looks like a fox and a bird. Very detailed. Orangutan and a baby orangutan. So cute. I love drawing those. A tiger. A lion. And when we go to color in it, I'll try to show it a little closer up. I love the way the antlers go up into, make a tree up into his antlers there, into this elk. Some elephants. Well, it's one elephant. But look at the detail. Isn't that cool? There's a bear. Giraffes. Horse. Vulture. A gorilla. I'm not sure what those are. They're little bears or wombats. A cat. Rhino with birds. Looking at his reflection. That's very cool. That one will be fun to color with the blue, like a blue pond. That'd be pretty. Another peacock. And a bird head on that one. That looks cute. It looks like his little feet. Need to draw some little feet there. Wait, let me get a pencil. I'll just put it in pencil. That would be cute, right? We can draw little bird feet. Oh yeah, you have to either water down your acrylic or use watercolor, markers. Yeah, you have to use a translucent on grayscale for sure. There's a lion and then his thank you. So let's see, let me count down real quick. Hang on. Let's see which one is the color, the sniff tree. Let's see. It was toward the, it was right in the, oh, it's the third one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's the panda sniffing. So yeah, we'll have to have some Crayolas coming out of this one, you know, and I'll do them all different colors, you know. Y'all know you can make, you're the boss of your color book. You can make your color books anything you want them to be. Fear not the color book. They look like rockets right now, but when we color them all different colors, right? We'll color them all different color crayons, you know. And like, I won't put Crayola on them, but I can put crayon or something like that, you know. Won't that be cute? Which one is Stalker? I don't know. Let's see. Stalker is number 6. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be the wolf. Stalker is the wolf. It's not a walker stalker, Button. It's not a walker stalker. Anyway, so that's Color My Sketchbook. Treedom. Instead of freedom, it's treedom. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's move that one to the side until we can get to it. All right, then I got a little bit of Happy. I'm putting this here because we need something that's not just black screen. Okay, then I got this little pack of Post-its from Pat. Pat Childress. Pat sent the little, it says don't forget, and they're all, I'll take it out of the package. Y'all know I love me some Post-its. I live off Post-its. So we have don't forget, a little marble with a heart and a couple of solid colors, and then some flags. This one says nice, things to do, a little heart flag, and I've got this. So yeah, so lots of Post-it notes. I will leave this here and use this as, you know, because y'all know I grab my Post-it notes. I live off Post-it notes. So thanks, Pat. I love the Post-its. And then that's cool. It's so marbly. I mean, it looks like a photograph of marble. I used to do faux painting, and marbling was one of the, you know, one of the techniques. If y'all ever want to see, I got books and books on faux painting. Not that anybody's doing it really anymore, but, you know, I used to do murals, floor cloths, wall cloths, you know, all kinds of faux finishing and murals and all that. But anyway, I thought of that. And then from Xandra sent some stuff here. And I had to save this because I got to use this on something. She had this pen wrapped up in this zebra paper. Look at this zebra paper, guys. Zebras with little scarves. So I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to cut them out or something, you know. Carefully take the tape and at least try to save a couple of these. So Xandra sent me a pen. I'm going to take it. I haven't taken it out yet. We'll take that out in a minute. And then she sent this little Christmas tag that's all glittered. Okay. It's like a cutout over the top. I don't know if she cut that out of a cameo or something. I haven't watched. I'm 3 videos behind on Xandra's. At least 2 videos. I know she streamed last night. Didn't make it. You know, we had company. So I have to catch up on Xandra's videos from last night and the week before. So I have to guess it's 3 because she does 2 a week. So I've got a few to catch up on Xandra. And then she made, this is one of her pours, one of her acrylic pours on the ornaments. And she signed it on the back. So if y'all have been watching Sandra do the pours, the acrylic pours, I've not done that, and I probably won't. It's too messy and too, I don't say messy because I don't mind making a mess, collage and all, but I won't do this. So I'm happy to have one of her samples. And if y'all do like the pours, Zandra has been doing some for quite a while, or at least a month and a half. And so yeah, it's Zandra, Zandra, and she's on UStream, and then she uploads her videos to YouTube as well. I know, isn't it pretty? So yeah. So let's look at the pen that she sent. Janet, clutch your pearls. I'm sure Janet probably has every fountain pen ever. Let me put my little pat thing in here because I want to make sure I don't forget who sent it. Let me just stick that in there. Okay. So yeah, so we're going to open the pen, this fountain pen. It's all in Japanese. So let's take it out here. Whoops. Okay. So let's see. Is that an extra? Or maybe that's just to protect it. I'm not sure what this little piece is for. It has it in Japanese there, look. It has what that little piece is for, but it's in Japanese, so I don't know. I don't know if it's just an extra protector of the pen. I don't know. Or do you put it in there? I don't know. All right, so let's put the cartridge in. I think that's the right way. I don't know. I'm not sure which end it goes in. Let's see if it has a picture. This, because it looks like a metal thing, I'm not sure if that ball needs to be pushed in. I think. I can't tell what end. Because the writing goes this way. The writing goes this way and says carbon ink, so I'm wondering if it should go in that way. But look, Janet, there's a little metal ball there. Is that the end to put in the pen? It's hard to tell. Look, is it this end or is it that end? I've never seen one like this. They usually don't have any silver to them. I don't want to jam it in and jack it up. You know, there's not a pic. It doesn't show. I mean, if I read Japanese, where's Zandra? She probably has one. I mean, I got to keep this because it tells the kind of, it tells the type of cartridge. So let me take this off here. So it doesn't say. It shows this little piece of plastic and a little explanation right there in Japanese, but I don't know what that is. So anyway, I don't know. I don't want to put this in the wrong end, but it says carbon ink on this, the directions going this way. So normally, I would think it would just go in that way. Oh, yeah, no, it fits. But then that looks like the kind of hole that you would put in for the pen. Z says not the metal in the other end goes in. Oh, okay. Oh, there she is. Not the metal part. Okay, thanks, Sandra. Well, now we know. Okay, so let's just see how this goes here. Let's see. Okay, it's not fitting in. It doesn't fit in there, Sandra. Is that right? Oh, I don't think. Look how much I'd have to push that in. Will it go that far? See, I've really got to push that in. Is that right? The wire going into the pin. The wire going into the pin. Okay. I might have to do this later. The package doesn't show anything. Push it hard. Okay, Sandra, here we go. It's not fitting. I mean, it's not going in. Do I do something with that? No, that's nothing. That's just a plastic cap. But look how far it has to. That's not going to fit, Zandra. Look, guys. All right, let me show y'all. Now I can't get this out. There it goes. Okay, I want to show y'all. Watch. Here's the pin. Here's the cartridge. I'm going to push this in to the cartridge. Now, look how far that sticks out. That's all the way in. The other, I can't do it the other way. That's the metal tip. She said it's not the metal tip. Okay, so that has to be the metal tip then. So it has to be the metal end. If I go that way, it's going to fit in there. It will fit, but that's the metal tip that you guys said not to put in. I know, Jean, that's what I'm saying. I put it in the way, the shape of the cartridge. But you guys said, that Zandra said, not the metal end. So that's why I did it this way. So it does have to be the metal end that gets pushed in. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so, okay. Okay, all right, thanks, Sandra. Thanks, Galena. Well, that's why I was asking you guys, and you said that Zandra said not the ball end. Okay, so we're going to go with the ball end now. Okay, that's would have been the obvious. Okay, I pushed it in there, so we'll see what happens. You know, give it a little shake. I don't hear the ball in there, but you know. Golly, guys. And I don't know about this little plastic cap. I don't know what that's for. Do you put that on there? Does this go in there like that? No, I don't know. All right, let's get it writing here. Oh my gosh, nothing's ever easy, is it, guys, with us? All right, let's get, okay, I have this, let me move the clip here so I can have a space. Let's see if we can get it to write. Okay, I hear the ball in there now. All right, let's see. Is it let's I don't think it's coming out. Let's see. See, the ball's still there. I'm doing something wrong here. You'll send me a video later? Okay, yeah, because that's not doing anything. Look, the ball is still there. Am I supposed to push that ball in? Maybe that's what this is for. Do I push the ball in? Somebody just tell me, Zandra, am I supposed to push the ball in? Like with this, maybe? And get the ball down into the ink? Because I don't read Japanese. I'm thinking that might be what you're supposed to do. That's like the logical thing to do. The logical thing to do would be to push the ball into the ink. Perhaps that, yeah. No, okay, Zandra said no, no, no. Okay, so I'm going to just set it all aside until Zandra sends me a video. All right, I have a challenge for the day. I'm going to set it over here to the side, Zandra, until you send me a video. She's not home to do it right now. I will send, yeah, I'll wait for Zandra to send instructions. Okay, that's going to be fun. Thank you, Zandra, for the challenge. Okay, so let's move on to reviewing the Society of Idea Collectors and the Syllables 2018 Planner, okay? Now, I wrote down, if y'all want to write this down, I wrote this down so that everybody can see. Where is it? Did I put it on this page? I wrote down here everything your syllables planner, and I'm going to show you what I've got done here for the Society of Idea Collectors and the Syllables Journal. And let me just preface it by saying I write this big for the camera so you guys can see it. When you're doing your own journals, you don't have to write huge like this. The reason that I write this big and bold on my in my examples is so you guys can see it, okay? So I mean, you're free to write as big or small as you want, but just saying, if you the smaller you write, the more information you're going to get on a page, right? And I write small. um you can, I like to write small, but I write big for the camera so you guys can see everything I'm doing. So in the syllables journal, going with the Society of Idea Collectors and your questions, you can make your pages, which I'll show you again what we've got going. You can make them a journal, a planner, a scrapbook, a smash book, a mind map. You can use your ATC or planner cards, quotes. So I just want you to see that a syllables journal is all this and whatever else you want to put in it, right? So, and I did not invent journaling. I did not invent planning. I did not invent scrapbooking or smashbooking or mind mapping or ATC cards, or definitely not quotes. But if you take them all together with all your little syllables, is what I call all your ephemera, your stickers, your little stuff that you have laying around and, whatever, then I call those little pieces syllables, because all those little pieces that you've collected or have lying around combine to make your page. And it can be any, all, or a part of any of these things. Think about all the journaling, if you've ever done journaling, a planner, which, I'm not a planner girl, but you can use all your planner stickers, planner ideas, date stamps. I pulled out another date stamp here. I have these stamps, the kind that you put on acrylic block. All your planner things, your scrapbook supplies, your smash book stuff, the mind maps that we've been doing with the Society of Idea Collectors, ATC, or your other cards, your like Project Life cards, quotes. You can put the quotes on cards, on your ATCs. Combine this in however works for you. Yes, you got the washi tapes. You can use your washi tapes. You can use, whatever. So your Post-it notes, your stickers. I got tons of stickers, especially little ones that I never use. Well, now you can use that up in your syllables journal, which that's what this is. This is my 2018 syllables journal. Now, y'all saw last week I have my syllables journal of just little stuff. And that's not new either, guys. People have been using notebooks to put stuff in and collect your stuff. The reason I wanted to do that, I usually haven't done that. The reason I wanted to do that is to remind myself to use all my ephemera stickers and all that. I've got bins and bins of collage elements because I do collage. Well, I'm not going to put all those collage elements. I'm talking tubs full of collage stuff. I'm not going to sort that out and put it in a notebook, but I'll put one or two things in my big notebook to remind me to use that stuff, right? So you don't have to have a separate notebook for your syllable parts, your little syllables. You don't have to have a separate notebook for that. I did that, to remind myself to use all that stuff and to show you guys what can be used on your pages. Okay, so I just wanted to show this like as a preface to where we're going. We're using all the same stuff that we've used in all these different kinds of projects throughout our creative lives. Okay. So I'm gonna this is an offshoot of our Society of Idea Collectors. Now, one of the things that I did in my Society of Idea Collector binder is I am going to because I do so many different types, and I'm one that I can work out of 5 different 3-ring binders that are that thick. But most people don't do that. So if you know are making a binder and you have your Society of idea collectors idea ideas that we have done previously, and I showed you can do that in a composition book, you can do it in a traveler's, you can do it in whatever you want. However, I always tell you it's going to accumulate. That's why I like 3-ring binders. If you try to put all your hang on, let me get my chat click down here. If you try to use, yeah, yeah, Eileen said, why if you have tons of stuff, you want something, you don't have it, you can go shopping. Eileen is our enabler elf. So, Eileen. So over the months, we have done our Society of Idea Collectors, SOIC hashtag, and well, hashtag SOIC, and so we've made. I did some sample tabs in here. I don't work out of this. I did a sample one like this just to show you what you can put in your Society of Idea Collector notebook. I use binders for all this stuff. Okay, so using the tabs, I chose the main ones that I will be using with my syllable planner, okay, with all the little rag flags. And I have moved some of those tabs from the Society of Idea Collector tabs, and I've done some few projects in here. I moved my color mind maps into here. There's videos for all these. I don't know which one. I might have it in here. I'll look and see the number that this is from. So I moved all my color mind maps in here, which they're not complete, but we've done samples. I'm trying to show you guys how many different ways you can do this stuff. Would you believe I have a friend who only buys if she needs them for a project? What does she do with the leftovers, Dorothy? Dorothy says she has a friend who only buys what she needs for a project. She has virtually no stash. I'm sure she does amazing work, but does she, what does she do with the leftovers? She just throw them away? Well, see, we're going to use them. We're going to use our leftovers. Okay, so here's all my color mind maps. So I moved, this is from the Society of Idea Collectors binder. I have moved it into my syllables binder. So here's some of the tabs that I've moved into this binder. Color, words, lists, quotes, mind maps, references, and I think that's all. I got a couple extra tabs. I did not move every one of my Society of Idea Collector tabs, and we've talked about that. Your tabs have to be what works for you, what things you like. If you don't like writing down quotes, do not have a quote tab. If you don't like lists, don't have a list tab. You have to have in your Society of Idea Collecting your things that interest you. I love history, I love theology, I love other binders that would take up a whole binder. So I did not put like my history studies and my history notes. I did not put that in this binder. It's too massive. So you have to know what things you do the most of. If you do a lot of history studying and you got a binder this big, it's not going to fit in here. You know, let's just be practical. All right, then I also picked up, you know, I always have tons of sleeves. These are ATC sleeves. You can get, there's nothing in it. Well, let me go back to one here. So you can see where I have, here we go. Here's one with list. All right, so you can take your ATC sleeves, which are artist trading card, baseball card sleeves, same thing. You can get these at Walmart, Target. You can get them everywhere. They're just 9-pocket sleeves. And I'm going to put one of each of these, like I have them here. I'm going to put one under each month. Okay, you can put one a week if you want, but your binder's going to get big. So I'm going to put one sleeve, one ATC sleeve for every month. I did go out and get some more of these because I wanted them to match. So I bought some more of the tabs, these rounded ones. I got 2 sets here because there's 8 in a set, so I wanted, of course, 12, one for every month. So I'll have January, February, March, April, May, June, July. You know, I'm going to have one for every month because I've moved my Society of Idea Collectors, some of it. Look, that's all I've moved. That's not even, let's move this ATCs. This is all I've moved into this journal, this binder. I've just moved this much of my Society of Idea Collectors into this Syllables binder. I'm combining the two. But not for everything. Not for like my history stuff. That has to stay in a separate binder because it's just too much. Right? So because I use these tabs in my Society for Idea Collectors binder, these tabs here, I went ahead and bought matching ones. That's just what I wanted to do. I just wanted matching plastic. These are plastic. And what a nice thing about the plastic ones, another nice thing about the plastic ones is you can put your, some washi tape, your Post-it notes, or like your dashboard, right? So you can have one of these plastic. It doesn't have to be these rounded ones. There's square ones. There's all different kinds. But I would recommend getting plastic. For one, they just look nice. Number 2, they can be a nice dashboard for the month. Don't forget, here's my, you can put a, whatever. So you can have a dashboard a month in this. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. I'm trying to kind of do a review here. So, okay. So I'm going to have one for every month, and I'll have a couple left over for whatever else. So that will be, and I have not put my pages in here yet. I haven't, I just have my sample pages so far. Where are my sample pages? Okay, so let's go back here. All right, so here's where I did my December one. We did this last week. And again, guys, remember, you can journal here. You can put lines. You can put Post-it notes. You can put your calendar squares. Anything that you want to date your stuff. If you don't want to cut out calendar squares, let me just grab a small Post-it note. This one's yellow, but whatever. Let's see. You can take Post-it notes, pile them up. You can take your date stamps if you don't want to handwrite. I don't even know what date this is on right now. Let's see. Let me get an ink pad here. Ink pad. You can make your own little squares for the day. And you can journal on your little Post-it notes. If you cut your calendar things down that already have the date on it, you can use that. You can use whatever. There's so many variations. What I don't want you to do is say, oh, I don't have that color book, so I can't do it that, no. Do not think like that. Think about what you have, what you want to use, what interest you. Remember, it's all about collecting the ideas. The Society of Idea Collectors is collecting the ideas that appeal to you, not that appeal to me. Don't try to collect the same ephemera and stuff I have. If you don't have it, don't like it, don't want it, don't worry about it. You use the stuff you have, your own stash, whatever appeals to you. Not everybody likes Post-it notes, but some people think it looks too officey. So you have to adjust your binders, your syllable binder, your Society of Idea Collecting. You have to adjust it to what you like. So this page, there's a video. We did that last week. Here's the New Year's page. We did this. And look, see, I just stuck, that's the name of the book. This is out of May Della's, Bennett Klein's daughter. That's the name of the page. I just taped it on the back. That might freak some people out. Here's what I drew, some samples for you guys on the back. See, that stuff just doesn't bother me. And the more you, be a little freer with your stuff and not so, freaked out that it's not perfect, then you'll relax. You'll collect things like you would in a smash book, or like you would in a glue book, or like you would in any of your, books. Don't try to make this, if you want a perfect planner where everything's lined up and you just write every day what you did in it, then I would suggest you buy you a planner. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you like planners, like, go watch Miss Vicky B. Oh my gosh, she will tell you every kind of planner practically out there. And there's tons of other videos. I just, Miss Vicky B is my planner queen. But you guys find, there's tons of videos out there on all kinds of planners. I'm trying to show you how you can combine all of it and just make a page a week. Okay, a page a week. If you have special events, like I did this special event one for New Year's, then make a special page for New Year. If you have certain things that you're studying, like I'm doing the bees, do that on like a notebook paper or printer paper that's thinner. My main pages are just on cardstock. Okay, doesn't have to be real heavyweight cardstock, but I'd recommend it being on cardstock. If you're going to work on a page for a week, then you want it to be pretty sturdy, right? Hey G, you want your page to be, we're doing a Society of Idea Collectors and Syllables review, okay? And I am recording. So if you do a page a week and maybe a few special pages like a Christmas Day, a New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, holiday pages, then then that's fine to do a few extra ones. But if you try to do more than 52 in a book, it's going to get really thick. So that's fine. You can divide it up. You could do, a page a day and make your, a binder a month. It's totally up to you. Depends on how much time, effort, and idea collecting you want to do. So we did this page. This is our New Year's page, and I went ahead. I did some ahead so that I'd give you guys samples to start with, right? And that's what some of these other ones are. Okay, let me go back now. So let's go back to where before I haven't put them in the months. But remember, a plastic sleeve is going to be great because it's like a dashboard, so that you can stick things on. If let's just say this will be January. Oh my gosh, in January I got to go to this birthday party. And I'm imagining things are written on this, okay? In January I have this to do. I have that to do. So, so you can use this as your main page for the month, okay? And move things around. So once if you have 4 weeks, 4 sheets for January, then you can say, okay, so now I can move this one over. I can move this. That's why I love Post-it notes. I can move this over to another page. If you don't like Post-it notes and you say, oh, they're so ugly, then get you some washi tape and maybe get 1 roll a month. Maybe this will be January washi tape. Yeah, you can just, use your imagination, guys. I'm not here to tell you how to think or how to imagine. You can do it yourself. Trust me. I know you can. Okay, so here, let me get my little washi tape. Didn't get started very well. So if you'd rather, have pretty little pieces of paper with washi tape, then you can say, okay, so now I can move this over to week 1. I can move this over to week 2. You see how it works? Keep it flexible. All right, so you're going to have, if you have a plastic divider, that just works better as a dashboard, okay, for the month. All right, so now let me quickly go back here and show you some of the samples we've done. I've shown this quite a few times, but I don't mind reviewing a few times because I want everybody to have fun. But I want you to take notes, write down the ideas that appeal to you, and make it your own. I'm going to put a flag on maybe every page. I don't know, Make them. I showed you at the beginning. If you're just getting here, I showed you how to make rag flags with just strips of fabric on a paper clip. So you can use your ribbons. You can, there's all kinds of beautiful ones out there you can purchase that are hand quilted. There's just so many different kinds of pretty paper clips. If that's maybe you don't like paper clips. I don't know. It's up to you. Okay, so here on this sample page, I put daily on this one. These are the whoops. Let's be careful, Dee Dee. These are the calendar pages that I've cut out of a calendar. And they're different sizes depending on your calendar. Most of them are about, I think this is an inch. Most of them are like this big, and with the ones this big, you can get easily your set 6, 7, however many if you just keep up with 5 days a week, whatever, then they're easily moved around. Okay, I just have these with washi tape. You can line them up, you can stack them, line them up this way. You can just stack them all on top of each other. However you want. You can put a paper clip and paper clip all your information. Again, I am not one to write down everything I do every day. I don't write down my menus. I don't write down how many glasses of water I had. I don't have kids here, so I don't have to keep track of, dance lessons and cheer lessons, and I don't have to keep track of all that. So it just depends on what you do. If you're more of a journaler, then here I show you in a couple other places too. I've drawn lines. You can journal on your pages. Don't put this much stuff. Maybe just put this. And then you have all this white negative space to journal in. So, and again, these are kind of my sample pages for you guys. Here's one where I did a special day. This was, oh no, that's my Veterans Day. This one was a special theme. Don't be a robot, be you. So my November 1 through 4, because I think the first started on a Wednesday. So there's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week. So I used the calendar pages. I drew a little red Sharpie pin around them, and I stapled these. Okay, just stapled. Now, until you know where you want your little squares to be, just put them in a paper clip. Okay, just paper clip them until you know where how your week unfolds, and do it at the end of the week. Yeah, jazz up your planner, Francis. Even if all this that I'm showing you is way too involved, pick what you like and put it in your planner, your smash book, your scrapping, your journals, your art journal, whatever. Make it your own. Okay, it's not about copying my pages. It's about using ideas. I would recommend a binder if you're going to do a page a week, just because it's much easier to put things in and out, and you can get small binder if it starts getting bulky. You could get up to a 5-inch binder. Now I wouldn't recommend carrying that around, but like here I have this is my traveler's one. So I have my travelers where I can put and I don't carry stuff around I don't go that many places, guys. But let's just say I went to Denise. I wanted to have something to take notes in, and I'm not driving. I'm not driving and writing. Then I could take something like this for note taking. If I go to the bookstore and I want to write, most likely I'm going to take a picture of a book I want to keep or remember. If I say, I want to order these 6 books that I saw at Barnes & Noble, I'll just take a picture of it. I won't pull out a binder and write each one down. I might, when I get home, do I want to get this book? And this book, for the most part, is notes on books. This is my book. But I do have a few sections in here, and one being one that we're going to work on today. Okay, we're going to work on these pages today. All right? When we get done reviewing. All right, because this is going to probably be the last review. So, and I'll try to remember to put that in the description box, like the last Society of Idea Collector and syllable review, so that I don't have to do this over and over, because I've already done it 2 or 3 times. So if you've already seen it, don't email me. Don't say you're repeating yourself. Just move on. Okay. Hey, Happy Ray, and anybody else I missed. Okay, so then this was the one I was talking about for a special event. This was Veterans Day. I did a little page. These are little cutouts out of a vintage collecting dolls or something book. I put Americana, some stars, a postage stamp. That's one of the forever stamps with the U.S. No, it was 44 cents. Wasn't even a forever. Up here, here's an example of, you can have this big of squares. This was Veterans Day, and I'm using it as an example. Let's say you did something with the VFW, you did something with veterans, well, you can write, if you want more space to write on a square, then make a bigger square, or just right here. That's why I'm trying to leave a lot of negative space on these pages so that you can see this can be a journal. It can be a planner, a journal, a scrapbook, a smash book. It can be all of it, okay? And all you need is a paper clip. I got some quotes under here, veterans, freedom quotes, and so I just tuck that under with a little red paper clip. I have washi tape on those little flags. You can use your washi tape, your stamps, your stickers, all of it, all of it. Okay, so Veterans Day, here was where I showed you the B page. I've not finished my B page because I've been trying to do all this other stuff for examples for you guys. However, these are some of the B's, hand-done, drawn B's. Cut them out. This one's not done. So you can see, I'll probably put this one here, maybe glue it down. And I started doing a bee study, information on bees. Well, I found out, I started mind mapping bees, but I found out as I went on that there are roughly 20,000 known species of bees. So I said, okay, that's not going to work. Now, again, here's an example of where I'm just using a copy paper. This main page is on cardstock, but I don't want to do 10 pages of bee study on cardstock unless this whole thing went into a separate binder, because it's going to fill up. So I said, I'm going to go with honeybees. So now, then I started mapping out the honeybees. This is just one of my hand-carved stamps. It's not a honeybee stamp. I can't find my big honeybee carved one. It's around here somewhere. Anyway, so I started thinking, what do I want to look into on honeybees? Hives, their life, the herbs and plants, just basic information on honeybees, about the honey, about the dance that they do, the color of them, they sing, the worker bee, the drone, the queen. So I'll start, developing more information on each one. So you can do that with, on just copy paper, notebook paper, line paper. If you like lines, get you line paper, whatever. Okay, here was our grow a tree. This is where, these are all lemons. And I said, instead of, if life gives you lemonades, life gives you lemons, make lemonades, instead grow a lemon tree. So here's my hand-carved idea stamp. We did that. We talked about making your own symbol for your ideas. So grow a tree. These are leftover stickers. Hand-drawn little lemons. A color book page tree. Some scraped paint. Stamps. Whatever you have, use your stuff. Okay, here's one more for a journaling type page. Now, and I did show you too, if you want to use yours, if you want to do your dates, you can use paint chips. Now, these are not, fussy cut out yet. I just have a few paint chips here. You can use paint chips if you just have a little bit of planning. If you're a big planner, just write right on the page, or use bigger squares like I did on the Veterans Day page. But here I've drawn lines, 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 lines. Even the scrapbook paper has lines. Lines going this way, lines going that way. So if you're a journaler, put a few of your things down, a little journaling card, some stickers. This is cut out of scrapbook paper. This is a ribbon. This is a little journaling card. This is my little cameo silhouette cut out of a coffee cup. And then you can make it a journal, and you can do all of it. You could have a page for journaling. You could have a page for a planner. So you might have 5 or 7 pages that are your planner, and then you might have one that's for journaling that month. Okay? You might have one. And the thing about a notebook is you can skip ahead. So let's just say, in February you got your daughter's wedding. Well, you can go over here to February and start planning out your February stuff. So the thing is you can jump around. Nobody's saying you got to do this week by week. If you have some big plans, you're going on a cruise or a vacation in 6 months, go jump over to 6 months ago, in July, and in your July, start at least sticking down on your July dashboard, start putting down your post-it notes of things that you have to do in July. So it's just like, it's an everything book to me. Now, this may not work. If you have to go to the office every day, you're a strict planner, you got tasks, meetings, this is not going to work for you. You're not going to be carrying these big 2 and 3 inch binders with you to work, okay? Just, let's be real here, all right? All right, so here's some more samples, okay? Here's one where I showed different kinds of Post-it notes. Here's some of the Jane Davenport Post-it notes. Here's a big Post-it note if you want to write a lot, if you want to write a little, if you want to just write the dates on here, or like I said before, you have, the date stamps. You can date stamp it. If you want bigger words and dates and letters, there's bigger, acrylic ones. Whatever you have around, and however much time you want to spend. Okay, here's another one with Every Moment Matters. This could be a journaling page. This could be, you could have, May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and you can have them stacked up. You can space them out. You can line them up. However, you can have 3 days there, 4 days here, or you can just pile them all up on top of each other and use all this space for journaling. Okay? And of course, I like my little paper clips at the top. Okay, here's one that we did. I called this one the first week of January. So I did this one a week or two ago. I don't even remember. So this would be like my first week in January. Now, granted, we did do the New Year's Eve, the January, roll in on the other one. But I'll move this under January. Okay, I just have them all together for now, for sample purposes. I use the paint chips. I stamped the date, stamped the day, the date, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the number I just hand wrote. So I have these little paint chips. If I have anything special, I want to do someone's birthday, whatever I want. I put on, in this case, I used little glue dots on the back of the paint chips. I can move I have them where I want them, but I could move them around. There's just a little repositionable glue dot on the back of each one. And then here's January. I did not glue down. This is a color book page out of the Flow book for paper lovers. We colored this last week, and then I glued this down, but I didn't glue the top part down. That way I can paper clip anything down here just right there on that. You see? So make it your own. Here's some washi tape. So yeah, this is my first week of January. So this is January 1st through 7th. If I have a special day and we do something special, I can put that in that month's tab. Here's how I've kept a couple here to show you what my base is. This is just some smeared ink. Okay, you can use your mermaid marker, watercolors, scrape an acrylic paint. That's what we did for the Christmas one. This one, all I started with was a scrape of gold paint, color book element. Cut it out. This is some of the Tim Holtz little, ephemera kids or whatever. Okay, and if I want to journal anything here, I can journal it in a gold gel pen. Okay, so here's a couple samples here. Here's a good example of, let's just say you have a couple pages that you've got some color down, and you come across in your ephemera, your stuff, your syllables, something, I go, oh, I love this design, I love this pattern, and you got this, keep it, so when you go to do that page. So you can have a few, I would recommend having a few pages with just a little bit of something started, but I would not recommend doing 52 pages with something on. You can, But the thing is then when you want to do something special, you're going to go, so do I use that page? You can do that too. Depends on how your mind works, you know. I like to be more spontaneous, so I don't like too many pre-planned pages. I'd rather wait for the week and do a page a week. And then if I have special things, like here I did this one with love, this one could be a Valentine page. So I have a few page extras in here. And this, you know, so now if I come across something, some of the kids' Valentines in my box of junk, you know, I could just paper clip it here until I get to this page. And I may want to do a Valentine's Day page with that. Here's some football stuff, Thanksgiving. I got a turkey there. And yeah, here's where I've showed just like using your plastic as a dashboard. So that is a little bit of a review. Okay, that's a little bit of a review for for the Syllables journal with a few of my Society of Idea Collector tabs moved into it, like color. So remember when we did the color mind mapping? So I got all those are in here. Okay, so and I can continue to use these when I do color theme. All right, so real quick now. So this right here is my year binder. This is for 2018. All right, now quickly I am going to just talk a little bit about the Society of Idea Collectors that we've done over the years. I'm not going to go in depth. I'm going to try not to. Of some of the things that we have talked about. And again, this was my samples and that we've used over the last few months. Okay, over 2017. Remember, the first thing that we gather our ideas with are questions. So your topics, your idea, your passion, whatever's in this circle can be anything. It could be a word. It could be, you know, it could be whatever. It could be the honeybee. And then you start asking your questions. I'm not going to review all this. There are videos. I think we're up to 18. This should be video 19, I think. Where's Picola? She keeps track for me. I think this should be video number 19 on the Society of Idea Collectors and moving into the Syllables binder for 2018. Okay, so we have journal types. We talked about all the different things to put in a journal, the supplies, and different tabs. Like if you love using supplies, you want to use your supplies, have a tab that talks about supplies, not necessarily in a composition book, but in your binder. Have a tab like I have the colors, words, references, you know, the tabs I showed you in mine. You can have supplies. You can have, I have words, colors, some of the same things. Symbols, lists, quotes, interests, whatever tabs you want. So I tried to cover quite a few over the last, however long we've been doing it. Here's with some questions we asked about your supplies. And so let me just kind of flip through here. Words, doing the history and the etymology, definitions, synonyms, talking about word studies. And again, I wrote these really big for the camera. Colors, color swatching. I showed you mine. Symbols. I did a little bit of talking about that. Lists, quotes, mind maps, and then back here are my samples. If your passions are art, music, writing, reading, fashion, history, theology, whatever your passions are, you want to tab for that. Unless you already have been collecting lots, like let's just say you're a big reader and you have reading journals and you know, you already have a big thick book on your books that you've read over your life or your however long you've been keeping track of your reading, then you're probably not going to want, you might want to have a little bit of a tab just to maybe write down what you read that year. But, you know, if you want to do in-depth writing and, you know, and reviewing and talking about your books and stuff that you've read, you know, it's going to get thick. So you might have a separate journal for that. It's totally how your mind works. I can move from journal to notebook to travelers to, you know, I can do that. But not everybody even enjoys doing that. So, you know, keep it what you can handle and what interests you. So this one was on some interest. This one was on your passion. Here's a different, oh, this is our different weeks we did. Here was the people, place, and things in color one. And again, there's videos on all these. So, but this is just some of the stuff that we have done. Here's where we did an idea zine. Remember we did the zine. Week 6, we did file folders and travelers. Week 7, I'm not sure what the topic was. Okay, here's some. Anyway, here's week 9. On week 9 we started with a photo, and so instead of like a word, instead of like a person, place, a thing, a word, a study, a topic, a theme, a passion, instead of a word, you start with a photo. You find an interesting photo in your collage bits or in your, and all this ties in to what things you can do for your monthly pages, or even just a couple of these ideas if you want to carry a couple of these idea pages into your Syllables 2018 binder. Take a picture. Let's just say for Christmas you're living in a snow place, a snowy place. Well, pick a tropical place. Put a photo of a tropical place. Put Hawaii, picture of Hawaii or Bahamas or whatever. Put a tropical picture there and start asking who, what, where, why, when, and how. Start asking questions. Start mind mapping it. And then use your imagination. You might get a story out of it. You might get a painting out of it. You might get no telling. But, and I've said it, I can't stress this enough. If you don't do the little mind mapping chart things, and it doesn't have to be a circle. It could be a list format. It could be, you know, however, there's multiple ways to do them. But if you don't do it, you won't get it. You think, oh, okay, well, I'm thinking in my head who, what. Until you start branching your tree out, you will not know what your imagination can do. You think you do. And I hear it from literally everybody that has done this. Everybody says, oh, I get it now by doing it. You will not get it unless you do it. Try a photo. Just take a photo, any photo. It could be a weird photo. Take a Dali, a D-A-L-I, Dali, Salvador Dali. Take a Salvador Dali, print something off of Salvador Dali's and post it in the middle. And mind map it. I dare you to mind map a Salvador Dali picture. Okay, so holidays, we did a holiday one. This ended up being our Halloween one, which we ended up doing paintings of. We did they're rolled up underneath, but we did big, huge paintings of a turtle bat, the mummy squirrel. And so after I did all those, they looked so cute, I turned them into stickers. So I made stickers out of those big, huge paintings that we did. Based on this, we took a holiday, we thought of everything that we could think of in relation to Halloween, and then we broke out the big scroll, broke out the big scroll and did those big paintings of the squirrel. Let's see, do I have them? I'm not sure which roll it's in. Is it this one? I think that's the one. Yeah, I've got 10 rolls under there, so I can't really pick them out right now. But anyway, the mummy squirrel and the bat turtle and all that. Okay. Yeah, I'm daring you. That's right. So that was holidays. Question everything. Here was some samples with reading, gardening, some more worksheets. So this is the stuff that we've done over the last few months. I'm just kind of seeing what might want to. Oh, here's where we did the glitter sprinkles, inventing things. inventing things, your passion. This was a passion week. What else? A week of exploring. And then these really should go in my color, tab. Here's where we have taken different designs-seeds.com, and you take their paint color combination and make them your own. So in this case, I think I use my Neo Color 2s. You can use color pencils. You can use crayons. Go to design-seeds.com. Now, we did these a few years ago. I think we probably did these 4 or 5 years ago. I think I did these before we started uploading to YouTube. But anyway, so take your design seeds, color inspiration, and either use whatever, pencils, even Crayola crayons, markers, watercolors, Neo colors, and put those in little squares. And then I used, in these examples, I used my Cameo cutouts for samples to show, just something to show the color combinations. Yeah, this is one of Eileen's favorite things. And then you can also take your colors here and mind map those. So what's everything that you can think of that's purple? Well, write them all out. Before, this is kind of like our idea we came from. But take these colors. Take your colors, your 6 colors. You don't have to do 6. You could do whatever. It's just that design seeds, their 6 color combinations look so good together. And mind map out each one. So like this is lime green. It may look funny on camera, but that's lime. So what's everything that you can think of with, here's a lime, here's a lemon, here are berries, salmon, grapefruit, and grape. So this is very fruity. So you could do a whole fruit basket with those ideas. You see? Yeah, I do. I love design seeds. Okay, so here's another one. Just these are the color combinations, but take these color combinations and think of what what comes to your mind. And it's something, so this is something that I can't do for you because you're going to think of different things than me. I might think of this gray as a bat or a crow, oranges, the Caribbean Sea, so think of that. Bats, oranges, and Caribbean Sea. And right there, if you would just mind map out that, you're going to come out with all kinds of ideas. People that say they don't have an imagination have never mind mapped. They've never done it, because you will never say you do not have an imagination if you have mind mapped in any form. You'll not say that ever again. Okay, so this is a feather cut out for my Cameo here. And again, these are really old. They're really crunchy and old. They should be in a binder. But I pulled them out for our samples. Okay, so here's some more color things. Spring grass, tangerines, canary, olives, robin egg, and a stormy sky. This one was, again, a lot of scribbles and stuff because these are worksheets, right? Salmon, orange, and grapes. And this one I just did a page using some of the cutouts and whatever. Okay, so here we went out with some more stuff. This is, when you think of mustard, you might think of a picnic. Then you might think of ants. A Hawaiian tropical beach. You just got to play, guys. That's all I can say. All right, so there's some of the review of the Society Idea Collectors over the last probably year. Okay, and then I started kind of putting some ideas into Syllables, into our, where, it's everything, where it's journaling. Oh, here, let me get my list back here. Where is it? Is it farther back? Where did I write it? I just wrote it down here. Here. So when you're doing your Syllables Binder 2018, think of it as a journal, a planner, a scrapbook, a smash book, your mind maps, your ATC and or planner cards, quotes, Start with your Society Idea Collectors with your questions, okay? And you're combining all that we did in our Society of Idea Collectors over the last 17, 18 episodes. You're combining all that you've done here, and you're making your syllables 2018 planner, sketchbook, journal, whatever you want to put in it, okay? And we've talked about all that. It can be in any book, but I recommend a binder. It's adjustable. It's movable. You can use, this is some of the things that we talked about using. Words, your cutouts, your quotes, your stamps, your stencils, your washi tapes, your color swatches, your life cards, or Project Life or ATC cards. You can either paint them, cut them out, make your own. Color swatches, collage bits, ephemera, rub-on, stickers, doodles, mini drawings, color book bits, magazine cutouts, your thoughts, your quotes, your notes, calligraphy, your paper clips, and let's see what else. Events, dates, holidays, and again, I put in my colors, words, and themes and quotes. I moved those things from I moved it from my Society of Idea Collector notebook into my syllable book. I hope y'all are getting, I know it sounds overwhelming because I'm rehashing everything, but this is like my year-end review. This is the year-end review of the Society of Idea Collectors and the starting of your syllable journal. Okay, so we went through all this. There's videos on all this. How to do your lettering. You can use magazine lettering, cut out magazine letter words, your own handwriting, calligraphy, cutouts, scrapbook paper, sticker words and letters. So yeah, we've already gone over all this. Supplies, your pages, your main monthly page, your weekly page, and event pages, special themes with art pages or quote pages. And then again, this breaks it down right there. Okay, so there is a review of that, and hopefully, yeah, that will that will be kind of and let me ask y'all if y'all have any questions. Any questions before I start going into playing in my Travelers? So, because I wasn't able to really see your questions while I was doing that. Thanks, Towel. Thank you. Okay. Let me take a sip of coffee because I've been talking for an hour and a half here. 2 hours. So I'm just going to do a little bit of play in here for probably about 30 minutes. And that'll make this video a couple hours long. So I'm just going to, there's a lag in chat, so I have to wait till the chat lag catches up. Let me pick up a little bit here. My coffee is cold. I should go get some hot coffee. No questions? Hey, Julie Topaz. Anybody else popping in? Thanks, everybody, for being here. I know I've missed a lot of people, so if I miss seeing you and chat, there's Pacola. Hi, Pacola. Hey, Packer Die. Suzanne, Suze, Sonia. I know I'm missing a lot of people. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. You got paper clips last week just to make those little ribbon ones. Yeah. Well, if you missed it earlier, I showed some made out of taking the fat quarters you can buy like at Walmart or Hobby Lobby or anywhere, because you don't need much. And making the, let me show you. Making the little, I call them rag flags because they're made out of rags. They're just made out of little scraps of, so here's let me get one of each that I made here. And so I use different paper clips and different colors. Let's see, there we go. So here's the different colors I made. orange and green, lime green, and I know it's a little flashed out, lime green and purple, black and white, pink and black, and then this was a different kind of paper clip, so you use the different ones, and then that one's lime green and blue polka dot. And they're just made out of little strips of fabric. You know, I just cut these down off of a fat quarter, and I can get three flags off of one strip. So yeah, make some of these, because y'all see I love me some paperclip flags. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. All right, so again, this I've had multiple different travelers journals over the few years. I started with the Adorables by Sister Woman Jonna, and then I combined into I bought a couple extra ones, one for Mom, one for a giveaway. I've got two. So I ended up moving all those, I combined them and moved them into one of those Recollections faux leather ones from Michaels. And then I had a coupon, and I saw this one. It's the Jane Davenport canvas one, and it's real sturdy and thick. And so I think they're normally like $12, $12.99. And she had a sale, and there was a 20% off your total purchase, including sale. I think I got it for $4.99, something like that, $5. So I went ahead and got that and moved all my books, all my signatures, whatever you want to call them, into this one. Now, this is my personal book, so I'm not going to do a flip through of it, at least at this point. But I did save one section here, all these pages here, and so just for this day, for this purpose, to show you guys, to decorate some. And what I used is the Jane Davenport napkins. I have two sets here. Well, I might even have three. No, I don't know. Anyway, and they come in two different packs. This was the older one, and they were, no wait, this was the older one. This was the older one, and it was hard to tell what was in these. But there's 32 napkins in this one. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 designs. Is that the old one, or is this? Yeah, this is the older one. So there's like eight designs in here, and I think there's 3, 4, 5. Well, there's 32 of them. So however many, you do the math. Napkins, and they're the cocktail napkin size, right? And so y'all see we've done tons of. No, I've made some of the signatures myself, Eileen, and some of them are bought. This is a bought one. This is one of the Illustrated Faith ones. I got them on Hobby Lobby, and I liked it. It was just a little big. It's a little bigger than the other ones, but I didn't care. I don't care about that. I'm not that picky. If I was that picky, I'd trim this down just a quarter of an inch off, right? And then some of them are the brown ones, like brown craft color ones that are at Michael's, that come, a couple of them come in the faux leather journal, but you can buy those individually, and again, use coupons. So they had these, I think they're like $10 each at a 50% off coupon, and then they have all these sales during Christmas and Black Friday and all that, 20% off your total purchase, even including sales. So you can get them up to like 70% off. At least you can get them 50% off. So you're paying $5 a pack. Okay, this one had 30 in it, and they had them like stacked out in plastic. This one had 30. This one has 32. And so yeah, they had a big sale on the Jane Davenport stuff, so I got them. All right, so I'm going to try to just show you, because I don't remember which pack which ones came out of, but I'll just kind of hold this up so you can kind of see some of the napkins that are in. Okay, there's a couple of like spotty ones, some with faces, And then all kinds of swatchy colors. Here's some swatchy color faces. So that's the variety, and then there's multiples of them. And then this one is the newer one, and it's got her mermaids in it. And little bits, you know, there's some little, I'll show you them, but they're all mixed up. That's why I'm showing you the packaging. So that I did save the packaging long enough to show you guys, which I usually don't. So I'm just going to kind of flip through here, and like I have multiples of them, and show you some of the different ones. So this one, and you bust them out like this here, and you want to take off the backs. If you don't take off the backs, for one thing, they won't glue down well. So there's a paper backing on that. The other thing I talk about when you use napkin journaling, or in our napkin journals or anything like that, is you want to start, it's preferable to start with a white page. Now this is a lined paper page, but you want to start with a white page, because I've shown y'all here. Let me give you an example how to take off the back, and this is I got from Sassy Jean. This was how you take a piece of Scotch tape, and you kind of just get a start. See how I got a start there with a piece of tape? And then gently remove the white backing. And I'll show you why here in just a second. Other than the gluing process, because if you try to glue this down, these are going to separate. The glue's not going to, it's just not going to work. All right, so here's why you want to start with a white page. I'll show you. Let me get to a page where a lot of white here. Okay, so look at this. Now I'm going to put this on a white page. See how bright and vibrant these colors are? Could you cut? Yes, I cut the images from the packaging. You could, but look how little they are. Look, I mean, they're tiny. If you want to maybe put them on an ATC or something, you could. But these are even, the other packaging, look how small that is. That's like maybe a 1-inch square. I mean, if you want to do that for maybe an art card, an ATC or something, you could. Okay, so see how vibrant and bright it is on white? So if you start with the white paper, how pretty and colorful. Now look, if I had painted this, let's say that this was black or dark blue or any color, look at the difference. See the difference there? This is why you don't want to start on a painted page when you use your napkin journal. Not that you can't do it, but look at the difference in vibrancy. See how bright and colorful that is, and how knocked back the color is? So if you glue this on a dark surface, that's what it's going to look like. So you want to start with a white background. Okay? All right, so I'm going to just show you a few of these, and then I'm going to, okay, let me go back. I glued a bunch of bits down. They're in no particular order. I just picked some napkins and started gluing. Okay, this is an overlay over this one. This is another little piece. And I just wanted some stuff glued down to play with. So this will be a journaling section for me. Or a quotes. Well, no, because I'm going to do a separate book for quotes. But if I came across a quote that I really love, I've got a few quotes. Francis Bacon has, I love some Francis Bacon quotes, so I may incorporate them in here. But I made this section for you to show you guys. Okay. Oh, you were thinking more of the multicolor backgrounds. Well, I do cut things out I'll show you the napkins in a minute. So here's all the different pieces off of different napkins. And as you can see, I've left a lot of places to journal. I think this is the only booklet, if you want to call it that has lines in it. All my other ones are plain. I don't really care for lines to write on. I write very tiny, and I can get 2 sentences on one line. Sometimes, it's okay. Sometimes I need a line project, but for the most part, I don't use line paper. I just write tiny and go. But this one has lines in it. And I did this one on purpose because I want to show y'all what we're going to do with it. Okay. So here I just, little pieces. And I went ahead and did these ahead of time because I wanted the matte medium, and I just use golden matte medium to glue my same thing I use in my, here's the napkin journal. Here's our big napkin journal that we've been doing for some time, at least a couple years, where we use napkins. We use napkins and color book pages and paint. Okay, so this is our big napkin journal. Let me just pick a couple pages here. This one has some glitter right there. I don't know that I like the glitter, but because it's kind of annoying, but if it comes off. Stickles doesn't come off, but glitter does. This is stickles. That won't come off, but that's glitter right there. So you can see we've used napkins. Here's a page that started just with the napkins, with no color book page or nothing yet on it. I'm trying to flip through some of the ones we've done. There we go. Those sunflowers, they're napkins, stickles, paint, and a color book element. So all these are napkins. This is what I call the napkin journal. It sounds really bad, guys, but nothing's pulling off. It's just that it's jammed in with my other journals, so they can kind of get a little stuck when there's, like these are, uh-oh, my colors, wait, let me fix this. What happened here? Hang on. I don't know what happened there. Let's go. Let's fix this color. Hang on. Let me work on this just a second, guys. I don't know what happened. That just really flashed away. Hang on. Let me get the color. I think it's because the sun went behind the clouds, so it freaked out the camera. But there we go. All right, we'll work with that. So anyway, these are cutouts. So if you put three-dimensional items, like these are Cameo, if you put three-dimensional items in your book and you smash it into a, especially if you don't let it dry, if you smash it in between a bunch of other journals, you got to be careful with it. But I don't really have any problem with anything sticking. Here's my B page. Again, what happened? The lighting. Maybe I need to block the light. I don't know. I need a rolling ruler. No, don't give me a rolling ruler. I saw Janet's. So, yeah, so this is a couple of years worth at least. Worth of napkin journaling in here. There's some more in there somewhere. See, they're just starts here, like that. These are all different napkins. Different napkins, and then we add color book pages and things on top of them. So it's the same process here. So I've matte medium down some little bits of the napkins, and then next thing I'm gonna do is play with paint. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do is put some mermaid markers, some watercolor. I don't know yet, but I got this far, so that you don't have to watch me take apart napkins, glue napkins, and heat gun dry napkins, right? So I got that far. So I just, this is half of this book. Half of the book is done with this to play in. All right, so what I'm going to do, let me finish showing you some of the napkins here, because some of them are really cool, like this one. They're just fun, guys. They're just, you know, and then stuff like this is where I've cut them out. I separated out, you know, some of the different elements, right? How do you keep the napkins from wrinkling when you put them down? With matte, well, I put the matte medium down first. Just go back and watch any of the napkin journaling videos. You put a coat of matte medium down, then you lay the napkin on top of it and you coat it again. And it's glued. You only get one shot at setting it down. You lay it down and it's stuck. Okay, and then you go over the top of it with a brush. Do it carefully. You dig in with a heavy, you know, a bristle brush, and you're going to tear it. You just do it gently with a soft brush and glue it down. So there's a few of those, and then there's this one. So right here, you can see some of that is where See that right there? That is this. And then this is from a different napkin. And then she is on one of these pages, I think. Maybe I didn't glue her down. Yeah, I don't think I used her. Here's one of the ones, the mermaid ones. I'm sure Zandra probably has 1,000 of these. Our mermaid Zandra. And I haven't pulled the backs off these yet because I'm not ready to use them, but just want y'all to see them. See, I used her, and I used this right here, right there. So you can just use parts of it. Break it out into syllables. So again, you know, you can get like 30 of them with a coupon for $5. Okay, that's the same one as that one. Here's a different one. This one. Now this would be, you know, if I went over with a double page spread or something, you could get her whole face on a double page spread. But, you know, she's kind of big for a traveler's. So she'd have to go in a different one. Okay. Paints, colors, squares. And let's see, here's some with faces. And I use some of these on the pages. Selling. Yeah, we've been using decorative, like in the, here, let me show you. Here's some of the ones, well, I showed you some. You saw some of the ones that I use in here. Here's some that are just glued down. These are napkins. You can get them at party stores. You can get them Tuesday morning. This is all napkins, just overlapped butterflies. Over, you know, a bunch of them. I'm trying to show you the ones that don't have. Here's some egg ones. These are all napkins. And this is what we start with. So I have some pages are nothing on them yet. There you go. So yeah, Tuesday morning, party stores, Hallmark. Okay, and Jane Davenport. Here's some that are just paint splotches. Here's another one that is. I'm gonna have to block out my light here, guys. The sun's just doing crazy things to my camera. Let's fix that. There we go. So now I look like I got a sunburn. Let's see here. That's a little better, I think. Okay. So I got those. This one has, you know, streaks. Yeah, I'm sure Etsy probably has people selling them individually. I did tons of giveaways of them and got rid of almost all mine. So I like these little faces. And some more red splotches or ink blots. And then here's a different one of faces. So again, these are the two separate packs that she sells. Okay. Alrighty. So this is the first set she came out with. 32 in this one. And then this is the new set. I'm thinking I have that right. That's how I saw them in the store. I saw these first and these recently. So, okay. So let's go ahead and throw some paint down. I'll save these just in case, because I know somebody's going to ask as soon as I throw them away. Alrighty. Alright, before I start, I'm going to use mermaid markers on a tray. I got my mermaid markers, and I only have the first set of mermaid markers. The original ones. She's come out with new colors since these. She has some pastel ones, some glitter ones. She has other ones now. And she sells them, I think they're in packs of 4. This was the pack of, is it 10, 12? I think 12, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 12. So this was the original mermaid markers, and we're going to use some of these. But I've got to go get some hot coffee first because my throat's starting to hurt. So let me get that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay. That's better. All right, let me look at chat. CBC, I know you're new. Don't put caps unless you're talking to me. We reserve caps when y'all are talking to me. Every time I look up, I think you're saying something to me, and I'm totally lost. When I look at it and I see, well, what is she talking about? Because you're not talking to me. So don't put caps unless y'all are talking to me, okay? Okay, now, let me get some wax paper. All right. Yeah, I don't want to get lost, Terry. We're barely stay with the tour as it is, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll just start with the first page here. So I'm just going to put some wax paper because I don't want to make a big mess in my book. All right. Hey, Barb, how you doing? How's the cats? How's our toothless one? How's our tooth? I'm not laughing at him. I mean, it's serious, but I mean, I hope he's doing well. Sometimes Chatty Natty, but we do not. People say, oh, we don't have high quality HD videos. Ustream does not give us HD quality for free. So they will be a little bit blurry, Chatty Natty, because we don't get HD for free. If anybody wants to contribute $1,000 a month, that'd be awesome. But we don't get HD for free. So that's why they might be a little blurry. So yeah, I do my best. Sometimes the light changes things, but yeah. So how the cats, Barb? I'll readjust the autofocus, see if this will help, guys. Hang on. Everybody's going to complain, so let's restart and start all over. Hang on. I'm working it, guys. I'm working it. Don't anybody get your panties in a wad. Let's see. Oh my gosh. But you're not going to have HD quality. I'm just going to say that, guys. You will not have HD quality here. Okay. It looks regular to you, Terry? Okay. I'm waiting to see how Bob. Charlie's doing great with no teeth. Oh, he's okay, but he's fine. Okay. Is he eating canned food, Barb? I don't know, Chatty Natty. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I don't know. Um, no. Charlie's toothless but good. Okay. Oh, talking to Barb and her cats. One of her cats had to have her Siamese, her studio assistants. One of them had to have all his teeth pulled. So I teased Barb and said he just wanted canned food the rest of his life. That's all. But I'm glad he's doing okay, Barb, for real. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a tray. And, yeah. He's a trooper, Barb? Okay. He's a trooper? Okay. All right, so I'm going to get my watercolor brush. Oh, I'm going to need some water. Okay, hang on. Let me get some water in it. And I use different ones here. I like the Pentel with the kind of oval barrel type. You're feeding a bit of tuna because you feel it. Oh, well, I would too, Barb, feed him tuna. Oh. I've never had one. I've had cats to live to be, one lived 19, one lived 18, another one was 17. And they all kept their teeth. So I don't know. But Siamese are, they're odd. Okay, so I got my water brush here, and I got my mermaid markers over here, and I'm just going to use them like I would like watercolor. Right now, my plan is to just get the backgrounds kind of colored in, however I feel like doing it. And the thing about it is, that they're not going to be waterproof. So if you're working in a journal, whether it's an art journal, mixed media, napkin, whatever you're working in, you have to be aware of what you're using may run or reconstitute. Okay, so you want to be careful of that depending on what your uses are for it. I'm just probably going to journal back in on this, Or the other thing too is if you don't want to write in it, you can, remember we talked about the post-it notes, your squares, your journaling cards. You can write on those and stick them in, washi tape them in, glue them in. It doesn't have to be that you have to write right on top of it. I want to catch up with Barb here. Chance is almost toothless and Charlie's totally toothless. Both are moving. Oh, Barb. Oh, they're so cute. If y'all don't watch Barb Owen, she has, you can put your website in there if you want, Barb. She streams now. She's streams on YouTube, and she streams what is it, the first Friday of every month? Or the second Friday? I forgot, Barb, because I'm not ever there. I have to watch the recordings, so I can't remember which Friday you stream on. So yeah, but you can find Barbo, and she's easy to find. Just Google the girl. Google her. Okay, so I'm liking some of the blue. I don't know if I want a purple. Do I want the blue? Let's go with the purple. So these are highly concentrated. I'm going to put a little on here just so you can see. But what I do is I just use a metal porcelain tray, and you put it on here. And it's the same thing with any of, you can do this with your, here, let's do this here. You can do it with your Crayola watercolor, excuse me, water-based markers. They're not watercolor. They're water-based markers. The kids' Crayola, like the super tip ones, you can just put some out on a tray like this and pick it up with your water. It doesn't have to be a water brush. Water brushes are just easy. And but I want the watercolor look. I want it like not solid like you can get with acrylics, right? So all I really want to do right now is just get the backgrounds all like painted in. You'll still see the lines through it. They'll be back. January 5th, Barb said. January 5th. Okay. You'll still see the lines through the background, so if you still want to journal on that. Now, you got to remember, these are napkins, so it's textured. So whatever you journal with on that, you got to be aware that the napkins are rough. They're rough. So you probably want to do some of the, like inky type journaling. If you do it with a fountain pen and do it messy on purpose or something like that. Or just use the pages as a background to attach, whether it be with a paper clip or whatever, attach your little quotes, your journaling, or whatever. Y'all know what we're doing. All right, so I just wanted to show you can use your markers. You can use your real brush markers. These are watercolors. These are watercolor Kuretake real brush watercolor markers with a fine brush, and these are real watercolors. And then these are the Jane Davenport mermaid markers, and the same thing. So I'm going to put some of that down here. I want to show you first how. Oh, the other thing too is when you open them up, be careful because they can splot. So when you take the cap off, because the caps are really tight, so when you take the cap off, they can like splurt. And I just dropped some in my hand. So hang on. So I'm going to put some down here, but I also want to show you how concentrated they are. Because I'm put it in the tray and I'm going to add the water to it. But look how dark. And can you see that? Let me just kind of go around this little thing here. Can you see how dark that purple is? So then I can take my water brush and just kind of move it around here. And this is totally, this is totally whatever you want to do with it, right? If you get too much, you can kind of pat some off there. So I'm really just trying to fill in color. That's all I'm trying to do here. Can y'all see that? Maybe if I zoom in one. Let me zoom in one. Do the markers work good on matte medium? Yeah, they're fine. It's like a watercolor look. I mean, it's, it's all right. I don't like using matte medium on my color book pages because of the resist. But in this kind of thing, this is like more play to me, Eileen, so I don't really care. Now, Eileen's doing in her Dilutions, where's mine? Eileen is rocking this book right here. This is the Diane Reevely. Dina Wakeley and Diane Reevely. This is the Reevely one. And Eileen has been working in this one with, which acrylic paints are you using, Eileen? She's been like adding all more paints and things on these, and it looks so good, Eileen. It looks so good. This I want kind of messy. I don't really want this very accurate. I want it all watercolory and messy looking. Let's squeeze a little water out there. Yes, these are the Jane Davenport, well, not this one. This is my water brush. These are the Jane Davenport ones. But again, when you take this cap off, I store them flat, but they still splatter. So be careful because they're a mess. So what I like about with the matte medium though and making kind of a watercolory thing is they kind of spread and do their own thing. It's just kind of cool. But again, I'm not going, that's the purpose of it. The Dilutions paint, which you don't like the Dilutions paint, but that's what you're using. You're kind of like sponging it in, aren't you, Eileen? I'm trying to remember because I try to keep up with everybody's projects, but it's tricky. There's so many projects I try to watch from you guys. Okay, so that's all kind of really what I want on that. See how it does resist? Let me clean this off. See how it does resist in certain places? I want that look, but I want it in this project. I would not want that necessarily unless I did it on purpose. I don't want that like on my color book pages. Let me get a sip of coffee here, guys. Maybe we'll try one, although I don't know that I want to put acrylic paint on this because I have plans for this to use practice brush lettering. I'm not going to use this as a planner. We have plenty of planners, don't we? I'm not going to use this as a planner. Eileen sent this to me because of the coolness of the book. And they're nice heavy pages like in the Dilutions journals. This is the Dilutions Diary, D-Y. Diary. But I want to use it for practicing my brush lettering, not for a planner. Know what I mean, Vern? That's what I plan on doing with this one. And I did do a flip, and there's flips of this out there. But Eileen is just making these so vibrant. And she's saying she doesn't like the Dilutions paint, but she's using it. It's looking great. All right, so now I'm going to let me get my heat gun here and dry this. Let me move my wax paper here and dry this. So remember, there is texture from the napkin. Okay, so now I'm going to put the wax paper on this side. Okay, see, look, it did bleed through right there. I got a little too much water, which, see, this case, it doesn't matter. But be aware, this is thin. This is copy paper thin paper. This paper is, at least copy paper thin. Okay? So, you know what, before I do that, I think I want to find another purple page so I can use up the rest of that. Let's go back here to here we go. This right here, purple here. So let's go ahead and use up this. So be aware, but I want these messy. These pages right here, I really want them all watercolor looking. I might want a little bit more. Let's go ahead and carefully open. I'm going to put a little darker in here. Because they're not matte mediumed all over either. They're just matte medium where I glued down the napkins. So now I'll kind of water that up, going up here. I should put some pink in this one too. It has a little bit of pink. And I'm thinking these probably match her mermaid markers. I can't be certain, but I think the colors, like this purple, really matches. I don't know that they'll all match. Okay, again, just hang on there, guys. Hang in there. Give us some time here. Let's put some more down here. I'm going to put a blob down here. These are so concentrated. They just go so far. And it's like any other kind of watercolor. If you want more layers, dry this layer before you put on another layer. So I kind of want that to be like she's coming out of the water, like maybe jumping out of the water. In my head. All right, so let's put some blue. Oh, I do need a let's put that back there. Okay. So that's a learning process because this is thin paper. I should have really tested it, but that's okay. Because I'm going to just glue things on it anyway. Okay. Let's get a little bit of background. I know it looks like a hot mess. It's supposed to look like that. Bye, Barb. You have a Merry Christmas, too. Take care of the boys. All right, let's dry this. And then I'm going to put some blue. See, it did go through right there. You got to be careful because if I did not just sew matte medium or nothing. But it's for backgrounds anyway. All right, so now I think I want pink. I want to see what color the salmon color is here in comparison to that pink. Let's just squeeze out a little of that. Let's see what color that is. Okay. And I'm over here on a tray here. All right, so I'm going to use this. This might be, yeah, it's a little bit more salmon than pink, but we're going to go with it. So I'm going to just do the sky all around that eye. Oops, sorry, I got our camera there. All right. And then squeeze out water on my tray to kind of water it down. I'm just trying to really get rid of the white paper, and I don't really care what colors blend with what, or, you know, as long as it's all in the same colors. I don't really care. All right, so like that, and it's hard to see because I adjusted the lighting, so now it's a little on the flashed out side, but we don't want it to be blurry. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit, let me put it up here so you can see, put a little, squeeze out a little bit more there. And do this sky here. All right, so let's dry it and see what else we can do with it. Do you journal? Yeah, I was just explaining that, Towel. I just explained that. That you can use cards, or if you want to do messy, because this is napkins, it's textured. You can't write neatly with a fine point pen because it's textured. Yeah, so you can use cards or, you know, funky ink writing. So let me see if I can get this a little bit color corrected. That's a little better. Okay. Okay. Hey, Susan Ribbons. Yeah, I know. I don't mind telling you all guys the same thing over again, but then I get people go, people will comment in the comments. You repeat yourself all the time. Yeah, I know. People keep asking me the same questions. You know what I mean, Vern? Oh my gosh. You just can't win, people. You just can't win. All right, let me dry this. Let me dry. I'll take this out now. And see right there, see how I went a little thick with the purple right there? So it went through a little. But that's okay, because this is going to be all a mishmash of paint on that side too. It's all right, guys. Like I said, I don't mind answering questions again and again. I don't mind. But I think people that watch the recording forget that I'm with a live audience and people come and go. So this is very thin. I might have should have picked one of the thicker. I have another book back here that has thicker paper. I might have should have picked that one, but oh well. Yeah, okay. So let's see if I want to do something with this page, just as an example. Let's see. Let me move this. Okay. So now let's do, I'm going to do a little test, just to, so I'm not, let's see here. Okay, so that'll work. I rarely have any problem with the markers going through. The Crayola watercolor markers. I rarely have any problem with that. I always tell y'all, it's the water that you have to be careful of on thin pages. And these are thin pages. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little marker play here. Kind of almost want it to look like she's kind of coming out of a wave. Maybe do some little doodle down, because he got the wave down here. And could wash it a little bit, but I want to kind of keep the lines. So again, guys, remember, these are all different napkin pages. With just bits of the napkins. I think I'll want to get maybe a pink and maybe do some pink bubbles here. Let's see, that's going to be too much the same color. You can't see it. Maybe a little darker. Oh, let's see. Let's get one, make sure one's working. Nope, that's too light too. I need a dark pink. Let's see, maybe a magenta. Maybe a magenta. No, that's too magenta. Let's see. I mean, too purple. Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. There we go. So I think I'll do some bubbles. So kind of like a doodle page here. You could probably write with these markers okay, but remember, it is on top of napkins, so you're kind of got a texture. So I just wanted to play a little bit on this book. And what I will do with it is I will end up putting little journaling cards with quotes on them in this section. Because see, I got a lot of, let me turn it upside down so you can see how many. I have double books. So in each one of my books is 2 books. See, instead of 1, there's 2 in each one. So there's 2, 4, 6, maybe that one's only got 1, 7, 8, 9. I got about 10 books in there. I double them up. So there's not like 10 individual ones. There's 10 books with 2 in a book. Can y'all see that? See, there's 2, 2, 2. Maybe 1 or 2 in that one, and then there's 2 in that one. So there's either 9 or 10 in there. Okay, so I'm just doing some little bubbles or something. And I could take the purple, could go around them. Let's see, I kind of want some more of these lines. Maybe some. All right, then let's thicken those up. I love me some Crayola Super Tips, guys. And Scoob sent me that set of 100 that I've never been able to find locally. So now I'm in marker heaven with those. Hey Colleen, how you doing? I'm sure I'm missing some other people. So this is just some doodling. So pick a page just to have fun in. You know, like I said, I picked this. This is half of a book. The other half is in the back because I have them doubled up. So pick a couple pages where you can do stuff like this and not be you know, that you can just play in. That's kind of what I'm doing here. And let me just, I don't have, I mean, I guess I could do a journaling card because I want to practice. Oh, the other thing I got these are water brush marker. They're the Artist Loft Michaels brand ones. And I got these to try to kind of test with the, hang on, I'm getting messaged here. Oh, good news from Hubster. I got these to kind of test some water brush marker, brush lettering, because they're water based. And I had a coupon, so I got them for $6 for, is it 12? Yeah, 12 your basic colors, a couple of shades of yellow, a couple of reds and an orange, a teal, a blue, a brown, couple of browns, light brown, a dark blue, a black. So, and then they have a pastel set. Oh, let me show you this though. They're double-sided. So I'm thinking that this brush tip is where I want to practice with the brush lettering. But then you also have this tip. Now they're water-based, remember. So they're watercolor. So they're meant to bleed together. Like, let's get a yellow and red. That's always a good sample. Let me get I need a piece of white paper. Here's one. No, I don't want cardstock. Well, yeah, I guess I probably do want something heavy. I don't know how resist this cardstock is. It's just in my paper stash. Okay, so like, here's some red. Let's just see. See, it might have already soaked in too much. This paper may not be conducive to this. So let's see. Yeah, see, it's soaking in too much into this paper. I need a little bit more paper that's going to not just suck up the ink, but you can see how they blend. So the point is to have your brush lettering blend. Have y'all seen, y'all seen the brush lettering samples and demos? Let's clean off the brush there. And then what you got is on the other end is just the little nib so that you can write or outline. see. Miss Allie, it's the Michaels brand, Artist Loft brand. Yeah, it's the Michaels brand. Now here I'm using the mermaid markers and for the wash, and then just Crayola. These are just Crayola super tips. Super tips. Look, I got ink all over me. Don't stick your hand in the tray. All right, so let me finish some more little wave things here. But doing these little waves reminded me of the brush tip things. Let me answer Hubster because he's not going to stop till I do. Let me tell him I'm still streaming. Okay. Which colors look bright? These or these? Or both? Yeah, these look pretty good. These look pretty, they are pretty bright, Eileen. That looks true to color when I look at the camera. When I look at the screen, that is pretty true to color right there. They are that bright. Okay, so, but for right now, I'm just using these Crayola ones. I could try to use some of these on the other, you know. But the reason I bought these was for that brush tip. For that right there. Watercolor brush tip. The ones Eileen got me, let me show you those. These are the Kuretake Real Brush Markers. Look, this is for writing tiny. Let me show you, let me compare the sizes here. So here is the Kuretake, and that's the Artist Loft. So you see, this one would be good for writing tinier lettering. And this one right here for the bigger brush lettering. Yeah. Now let me find all the right caps. So I got 34 different markers. Okay. So I'm going to play with them. If I like them, the 12 basic color, you know, your 12, 2 reds, 2 yellows, or you know, whatever, then I will probably get the pastel set too. Because if you can get them for $6, you know, 50% off, I think they're $12, $12.99, something like that. And I don't know how long they'll last. You know, they're Artist Loft brand. They're not like, you know, it's not going to be like the Kuretakes. Yeah, big difference in the size of the markers. Yeah, so you know, any more than the Crayola Super Tip. You know, kids. But they're look how much fun I'm having with this. You know, just with the kids Super Tip markers, and they come in so many colors. Yeah, I saw those, Allie, but I don't really need them with this. So yeah, with these Super Tips, I don't know how different they would be. Do you, Allie, know how much different they would be than from the Super Tips? Okay, so something like that. I just want a few little wavy swirls. Again, this is a doodle page. Oh, and I was going to do a, hang on, I was going to do like a little card thing. Let me just grab, I don't know. Let me see here. Let me get some of my syllables here. Hang on, let me come over here. I'm not going to move the book over there, but something to journal on. And I love these little fish, too. Maybe I'll pick one of those. Let's see, just for fun. I'm right across the room, so hang on. Maybe a star. Let's see. Let's see, that's too red. Let's see, so I'm just going to pick a couple things out of the book just for some samples here. Oh, okay. Thanks. I'll have to see. All right. So, like, here's a little "The Adventure Begins." I mean, this could be a quote of any. It could be your own handwritten quote. I found this little fish. I found this little fish in there. I don't know. And some stars. So anyway, I just want to show you, I'm just sticking this in here for an example, right? So you can use anything. It can be your own handwritten card. Again, it's going to be hard to journal on top of the napkins. All right, but you can definitely play with your markers on it. Right down here, let me put a piece of. And with the water brush, you can move it around. So you can use the mermaid markers, the Crayola marker, bullet tip, water-based markers. I don't want to call them watercolor markers because they're really not watercolors. So just so you can kind of see. Maybe some of these waves can come up this way. I just wanted y'all to see a little bit of a journal play here, because we talked about all the different Society Idea Collectors, the syllables. So if y'all missed the beginning of the show and want to recap, because that's going to be my final recap. That's going to be my final recap of the Society of Idea Collectors and syllables. So that we can start just working projects in them. I'll look them up. I'll look that up later, Terry. Thanks. So doesn't that look like fun? All right, let me dry this though, because I want to put some dark blue on here. So it's kind of like a messy play because you can't really, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. All right, let's see. I want a dark blue marker. Let's see. Do I want blue, or do I want? Yeah, that's good. So I want to put some bubbly things in here. I think I'll do circles. Let's do circles. Little scribbly circles in here. Make some little patterns and things. And this is, could be a whole nother color. Maybe I should color that in the corally color. Where's my water brush? Here. I got some left over. Let's go ahead and put some coral color on that one. Like that. Just so it's not pure white. Hey, Rebecca. Well, we just like to play sometimes and not really, it doesn't all have to be a project. It can just be, just do some little patterns in there. Oh, that's dry. That's wet now. I got to dry that. Hang on. Get a little excess water off of there. Okay, so we got a lot of people. Got almost 90 people here. I thought about doing a giveaway if Terry's up for it with everybody that's in chat. We haven't done one for just chat for a while. We've given away some in the Society of Idea Collectors. So maybe we'll just do one with the people in chat. How about that? Would y'all be up for? I'm sure everybody's up for a giveaway. So yeah, I'm just kind of doing some little circles and dots and bubbles. You're ready to hurt the cats. Let's just herd them, Terry. Let's herd cats, not hurt them. But anyway, so you can kind of see these can be whatever. I just grabbed a couple things just to show you. These are probably aren't going to stay here, but I just want to show you that you can use, you know, your own writing, your own journaling, or a journal card, or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. Got a big mess here. Let's move all the pins. I'll have to photograph something for a thumbnail. But we'll do a giveaway here. I didn't use this fish. How about, let me get, I know what, we'll do some napkins. We'll give away some of the napkins. How about that? I'll do a giveaway here. Let's pull some out. A few of these. Get 6 or 7. Let me get a different, that's the red one. Here's the blue one. All right. Here's the mermaid one that we just did. And what else? Oh, let's do this one here. Okay. There's a nice selection. Okay, we'll do this. All right. And I'll throw in a couple of my... Here. Let's do a couple of these. Some of the paper rag flags. So yeah. All right, so let me, I'll tell you how it works. Don't put any numbers in. When you see me, and I know there's a lag, I don't want, if I hear one ever here, there's a lag, I'm going to stop the giveaways because we know there's a lag and I can't do anything about it. Okay, so laughter's a smile with the volume turned up. All right, so I'm going to give away these and these little paper clip rag flags. So when I type in, thank you, Janet. When I type in go, put in a number between 1 and 100. One number only, the closest without going over. Okay? The closest without going over. And because it's been a while since we did one here. And then I'll do a random.org, and we'll pick a number after everybody puts in their number. And I'm going to do it on my phone, so hopefully we can see it. Let me get random.org. So yeah, I can't help any lags. So... Okay, there you go. Now put in your number. One number only. Thanks, Janet, for hanging out and helping. Janet, are you streaming at 1? Well, you can tell me after we're done with this. But Janet is Monkey Island Madness, and she usually streams right after me at 1. I'm going to leave it. It'll be about 11:30, so, you know. I'll give everybody plenty of time. Yep, that's pretty bright there, Eileen. Just saying. But this cardstock, I think, kind of absorbed it. You know, we'll have to test the markers in this journal and see how they work in here, because that's where I want to practice my my brush lettering in this book. And thanks again, Darken Lady. Terry, Darken Lady, for the treatum. Oh, there's my mailman. See if he's going to get out of the car. I like to meet him so it helps him not have to get out. Let's see what he does. If he's just going to stick something in the mailbox, I won't go down. Yeah, okay. He didn't get out, so I try to meet him down there so because, you know, he has to get out. Okay, if you see numbers rolling by, put it in now. Last call. Last call. Last call. Last call. Okay? Everybody has seen numbers roll by, so you know it's time to put in a number. Okay, so here we go. All right, so now we got random.org here. Let's see. All right. Let me turn off the, hang on, let me turn off the right light. Let's see if I can get this here. All right. It's going to be a little blurry, but I think we can see. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go down here. We have it between 1 and 100. We're going to generate 41. The closest to 41 without going over. The closest to 41 without going over. Okay. $41. And Terry and anybody can go look and scroll back. I wait for Janet and Terry to tell me. So I get a double okay, is it Kim B? Okay, I'm not sure which Kim that is. So Kim B, email me your address. Okay. Terry, would you put my email in there? I'll put it in too, but I have to space it out. Email me your address. It's without going over. It's without going over. So it's Kim B. Okay. Kim B had 37. Kim B. I'm waiting for Kim B. So thanks guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope y'all will review the Society of Idea Collectors, review the Syllables 2018 journal, got a little bit of play, and yeah, so thanks for watching.